There we go. Finally. What's going on with this joint, man? What up, world? It's your boy Chuck with Ill, aka Charles Brown, back again with another Talking Facts. But first, I want to ask you if you good. Good. All right, man. I'm back with a new look, man. Talking Facts is going to change. Couple changes around here. You're going to see my face like the Joker. I'm out here. This is what we do. I realized that I've been gone for a minute. I've been busy though, bro. I've been busy, bro. But what I'm about to do is dedicate more time to this YouTube stuff. I got my Patreon. I'm about to add my Patreon. I'm about to drop videos every single day. There's a lot going on, a lot of topics that we need to discuss. A lot of things I got to get off my chest. A lot of things we got to just put out there in the open air, bro. First things first, man. First things first. Y'all good? Because it's crazy out here. I cannot see my chat. I'm working on that. If y'all do write something, I will be able to see it soon and respond. But right now, I can't see the chat. Like I said, I'm working on that. That's going to be a thing. We're going to be interacting to the people that want to interact and stuff like that there. All right, man. Y'all, if y'all paying attention to this thing of ours, hip hop, man, you saw yesterday your boy done it again on his podcast. He has offended or tested the character of yet another rapper, Joe Budden, Mr. Slaughterhouse, Eminem's most hated artist, the rapper turned reality show star turned actor, podcast, journalist. I ain't never seen a dude with more podcasts in my life. Like, this dude got about 4, 5. Every time he turn around, he got another bit video. I Googled Joe today, and that joint said American personality. Like, it didn't say rapper or artist. That joint said American personality, like a reality TV star or a blogger. Like, that's somebody that you can't, it's one of these new millennial jobs. You can't describe what the person does. You just know that they famous for whatever. Joe has done a 180 when it comes to rap in a way, because Joe used to talk shit, but Joe would then rap. Right? Joe called your boy Logic the worst rapper he's ever seen. The worst rapper he's ever heard grace a microphone. Something to that effect. Basically saying you're the worst. Logic out of Maryland. Shout out to Maryland, DMV area. Logic is doing his thing. Probably got a couple million records sold in the bank. Arguably one of the... There's a lot to unpack with Logic, in my opinion, but arguably one of the top now generation dudes. I got so much to say about this topic. First, like, before I get into Joe's statement, let's get into Logic. Joe said he's the worst rapper alive, but I want to talk about Logic first. Is he the worst rapper alive? Is Logic worst? Worser? Worst is, like, is Logic, I can name a bunch of people. Is Logic better than Offset? Is Logic better than Quavo? Is Logic better than Cardi B? Is Logic better than Flavor Flav? Is Logic better than MC Hammer? Is Logic better than Vanilla Ice? Is Logic better than Dr. Dre, who doesn't write his own raps? Is Logic better than Sadat X? Is Logic better than PMD? So we're talking about all eras of rap. Joe Budden is saying Logic is the worst. Is so he basically worse than Tim Dog. He's worse than anyone you're gonna name. Worse. That's a harsh statement. I want to unpack why Joe feel like he can say that. First of all, Joe feel like he can say that because he know Logic not going to do nothing. That's just a fact. I don't know if this is a mass skinny dudes in the game or it's just Joe go after the skinny dudes. Because the last skinny dude he said something about his music was trash was Sway Lee from Ray Sherman. Joe said it was trash. Right? Sway Lee got on Instagram, was like, yo, old man, I don't need your advice. I'm making hits, blah, 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 blah. But in the end of the day, you know Ray Sherman, for if nothing else but to their career, they're not going to risk attacking you. Logic is not going to risk attacking you. I'm sure there's mad dudes in the game who flow ain't that great that Joe is not going to say nothing to. Just start there. I'm just unpacking a lot of stuff that is on my mind right now. So, like, I'm in love with the Coco. That guy, I don't see Joe. Now, maybe he did it already. I don't see Joe telling I'm in love with the Coco guy, you're the worst rapper I've ever seen. I don't see him saying that. I don't see it. But somehow Logic is worse than everyone. And he's saying, Logic, you're the worst rapper ever. Logic is one of these millennials who are trying to fight a bevy of mental issues. Because right now it's cool to talk about your mental issues and to talk about things that are affecting you mentally. And a lot of these guys are overwhelmed with it. Because it's an overwhelming time. You got so much information on your iPhone. People are always asking you something. They're always replying to your stuff. They're always tweeting about you, posting. This guy has a lot of problems. So he's asking for help in a lot of ways with his music. When he does these songs, he's looking for someone to reply, to say something, that, and the reply ain't always good. So you got to think, he's looking for someone to actually console what he's doing, to actually pat him on the back. Oh, yo, bro. And you're not getting that from social media. You're just not getting that. So what do? You overcompensate. You self-medicate. You go into downward spirals. And on top of that, you got anxiety and depression to fool with on top of everything else. You understand? Like, this guy, just like a lot of us, he's a walking mess. But he somehow learned how to prevail and go over that level and somehow become one of the top tier rappers. Because if he wasn't, Joe wouldn't be talking about him. So he's one of the top tier rappers right now in the business. Say what you want. This whole thing, and I know why Logic turns people off. I know why Logic turns people off. Yes, he's a top tier artist, and yes, he is one of the best at drawing people right now. He's done some big collabs. He had the whole Wu-Tang. If I'm not, I could be bugging, but I think he had the whole Wu-Tang on one album. He's done some big records. I think he did. Did he do a joint with? He did a couple big records. Did he do the Tech 9 record? Did that ever happen? The one that got him in all the beef with Joyner and all the nonsense. End of the day, he got a lot going on. He's a big artist. But if you feel, a certain kind of way, none of that matters. And I believe to Joe, who is, for lack of a better word, a purist, none of that matters. Nothing matters that this guy sold 10 million records or he went number 1 7 times. None of that matters. You gotta remember, Joe's the guy that did 4 disc records at Drake and didn't even blink. Did him bop, 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 bop. He don't care about your accolades. Joe's a great rapper. A lot of people don't realize that because Joe been a podcaster for about 5 years. Facts. And I think the game sat Joe down, and Joe knew it, and he was getting bigger. His personality was bigger than the record sales. You can't be this well known. Like, he was famous without the records. Like, his true fans found the records. They went and bought this and bought that and whatever concoction he came up with, A-Rab. His true fans got it. But the average everyday person only knew Joe from hating on Everyday Struggle. That's all he knew him from. Or dating different Instagram models and getting in beef. He just started that before it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Before it was Instagram, Joe was finding these chicks. Facts. So he wasn't known for rapping, and his rapping career wasn't taking off. He went on Love and Hip Hop. Just the music did not skyrocket. And Joe started really focusing. You could tell that he was making big records. He was trying to compete. Anyone tells you different does not know what they're talking about. Go back and listen to Joe's last album. I think it's Man in the Machine. Go back and listen to that album. He got a joint with Fabulous on there. That song is completely constructed to make a top 10 dent. That song is constructed to make waves in the music business, especially after you just gave 4 diss records to Drake, who's number 1 in the scene. Now you got to show and prove. If he puts out the record with Fab and it goes through the roof, now he's no longer bitter ass Joe sitting around hating on Drake. He can do this too. He don't gotta hate. But then when it doesn't pop like that, then you look like bitter ass Joe that's hating. It's just a fact. So when this last couple stuff didn't pop, I mean, he did a put to me. There was a push for the Man in the Machine album. There was a push to me. And I don't think beyond, it could have popped like in YouTube world. YouTube world is in a bubble, like YouTube world is a whole different world. Like, let's say, for instance, Tyler, the Creator, or XXXTentacion, or Lil Peep, or Lil Xan. They live in a bubble that is in and of itself. YouTube is created in a echo chamber. The only people who really frequent YouTube, not the casual person who come, Beyonce got a new video, I want to go look at it. That person's in and out. But the people who gravitate to these guys on YouTube, they're YouTubers. Not the ones who make the content, but the ones who watch it. They'll take an artist like a Budden or a Logic to a degree, a Joyner Lucas. You won't even know that the guy got 50 million views. You won't know it because you have to go to their page and see it. No one cares about the views unless you're somebody who frequents YouTube or you're a label head trying to see what the views are on different people's video. I've seen dudes that have no name get booked for shows with paying money just because their YouTube views was up. A fact. I do promotions. I sat in meetings. They've called me in meetings where the guy has 500,000 views. And they're like, we should book this guy. What you think? I'm like, who? This guy? No one knows who that is. Those views are not real. That is not real. That is not real. But even if it is real, that makes you real or fake. The views validate you. So I say all of that to say all of this. Joe has a fan base that may or may not follow him for the views of his YouTube video. But in the real world of rap, right? That is a small portion. You can't, if you ever hear a rapper say, look at my YouTube views as a way to show how popping he is, that dude is whack. Because the simple fact is, you got to be popping with more than just YouTube views. But to the most of the world. But someone like XXX could be popping just off YouTube views and SoundCloud views and do a show, announce a show, and the thing be 7,000 people there in a venue that hosts 2,000 people because he's popping on YouTube. And so that's where Joe, at best, could his claim to fame could be, I got YouTube views. But other than that, I went the long way around to say Joe was not popping. I'm sure in Jersey they bumped his stuff, and I'm sure when he throws pool parties, mad people show up because he's popular. He is a pop figure right now. Joe don't have to rap a day in his life. That's why he retired. He doesn't need the scrutiny of, oh, that bar, that verse, that line, oh, what he really said, chicken head. Like, everything he says is going to be scrutinized to the nth degree. And it ain't necessary. Because he's making more money sitting down talking shit about everybody else. Facts. At some point, you reach an age where it ain't about impressing your peers with your raps no more. At some point, it's about the bars. You care about the bars because you're older. And when you reach that point where it's all about that and nobody cares about that, you're a relic out here. You're a relic. You're washed up out here. It's very few people who can sell records and spit bars at the same time. You can count them on your hand. I ain't got to count them for you. You probably could get 2 hands worth of spitters that's making money. I was watching this show, Rhythm and Flow, with T.I., Cardi B, and Chance the Rapper. And it sounds like they're going for the rapper that's going to make the most money. Not the rapper with the best this and that. Your performance got to knock it out. And they kept asking, where's your hook? What's your hook? What's your hook? Now, you and I know, both of us know as hip-hop fans, it ain't about the hook. You don't need, the hook makes the song what it is. But just because you don't make a great hook, people can feel that song anyway. No one can say what's going to pop and what ain't going to pop. Who could tell Kendrick that we going to be all right? Nah, son, we good. That's not going to work. Who want to tell that man that? One of the biggest songs ever in the history of rap. But you take one of these knucklehead contests and they're telling you we need a hook that's too not too long, not too short. And if it ain't got money in it, like all the silly stuff. So it's like Joe knew that he was losing that fight. So he sat down with podcasting. He's talking shit about everybody. He was talking shit before when he was rapping, and he had to run into these rappers and a lot of little nonsense. Raekwon and Consequence, little stuff happened. But now we're talking about getting paid to talk that shit. Getting paid well. He positioned himself with Everyday Struggle. Everybody like to clown Everyday Struggle, but 1, 2, 3, that show's still on for one. It's still going. It's neck and neck with whatever you got. That show's still on. Joe launched that show. Joe launched that show to further his own career. I truly believe Joe never intended to stay there. I believe he built that thing on academics' back because Joe did not have the internet juice that academics had. It is a fact. It is a fact. You may hate academics. You may say whatever. That dude got 2 million followers on Instagram, Twitter, all that. His juice. Why do you think all these rappers get mad at him? His juice is crazy. So, Joe put that show on his back. I mean, Joe had a little bit of juice too, but Joe had a different kind of juice. A lot of girls like Joe, a lot of loving hip-hop fans like Joe, and a couple internet trolls like Joe. He got fans that's trolls, right? And he was smart enough to combine the both. His crowd with academics' crowd, he put a platform up that was worth millions at the end of the day. But I really believe he didn't really like Act Like That. He didn't really like him, so he never really was going to stay there. So, didn't even take a year. Did not take 1 year before this dude did Antonio Brown and was out of there. set up a whole new shop for more money. It was always a plan. So when he did that, he realized I can make more money with these podcasts and these entertainment shows. So that's why he don't rap no more. I say all that to say this: Joe is a rapper that don't rap no more. Logic is still rapping. Now, if my heart really was with rapping and I couldn't do it no more, because I just told you he was forced out. He tried to make some stuff that popped last year and it didn't work. So he was forced out and had to readjust, which a lot of people did. Nori did it. T.I.'s doing. A lot of people are readjusting what they do. The same thing goes for Joe Budden. He readjusted to what he do, but his heart still has that hip hop spirit. He still wants to write. Believe me, trust me. I guarantee you, Joe puts rhymes together in the shower. I promise you. I know it's a fact. I know Joe still puts rhymes together. So when he sees somebody who ain't quite up to what he feels the standards are, not only is they whack, if they're not up to his standards, but they making mad money at this, not only is he going to call them whack, look at the track record, he's going to call them whack, right? Because you call him Sway Lee whack, who is arguably top 3 features in the game. Like, you're getting this guy. If you want a smash record to do 150 million streams, you're going to get Sway Lee. It's just a fact. You're going to get him. Joe can't stand that, so he's going to call the man whatever. Like somebody that, oh, I love the music, but then this one song, you're trash. Like, it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. So he's looking at the big picture. He really wanted, you got to see all this. I'm laying it all out for you. He really wants to rap. He tried to make an album that pop. He had Fab on the hook, everything. He had a couple songs, pure sexy. It was not what you even supposed to expect from Joe Budden. This is stuff from some dude that Red Hot Lover Tone dude that just making songs all day for the charts, trying to chart all day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not working. So he falls back. He does podcasts. He sees Logic, who he's probably looking at like he's a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Logic looked like a sucker. He a sucker. He out here getting money. I put all my blood, sweat, and tears in this forever. I've been doing this since the 90s, since Pump It Up, before Pump It Up, and I never got 1/10 of the money this guy got. He's a sucker. He's getting paid, da-da-da. So when the topic comes up and he finally get the chance, and I guess it was over the verse that he put on, I think French Montana's album. So when he put the verse on French Montana's album, song, he has a song with Logic, French Montana, A$AP Rocky, and Juicy J. I can't remember the name of it, but they were cracking on Logic's verse, saying it was the worst verse ever. This guy's trash rapper. Don't whatever. That's your chance to get him. So a true hater, they're not gonna hate all day on you, because then they'll be exposed, right? They're gonna pick their poisons. They're gonna pick their times to hate you. They're gonna find little moments, right? They're gonna find little moments. If you're gonna be a hater, you can't be first of all, you can't be a podcaster who has guests. You interview guests and things like that, but then you go back to your podcast and you call people the worst rappers ever and all this and that. To me, it don't mix. So this is the thing. If you're gonna be in the entertainment business, then it's a certain way to carry that. If you're gonna be in I'm the angry podcaster, and I'm going to say what I feel, and I'm going to come at anybody, then that's the way you carry that. You can't be both. You can't be in an interview real nice and sweet and da-da-da, because the guy's right there, and then go over here and call somebody some crazy. You know what I'm saying? Call somebody whatever crazy. So it's like, He's playing both sides of the fence in the situation, and he know Logic not going to do nothing. At best, if he does say one line about it, I'd be very surprised. He'll probably say a slick line, something, whatever. But if he really wanted to go at it, I would tell Logic, if it was me, I'd be like, get a whole song, 150 bars, light his ass up right fucking now. Have that shit out tomorrow. 150 fucking straight bars right at Joe. Just all of them. Nigga, come out of retirement. And if you don't, I'm gonna hit you with another 150. Every time I'm about to drop them out, every time I'm about to drop anything, a single, a fucking mixtape, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna light your ass up until you respond. That's what I would tell him to do. But he's not gonna do that. But he should. Because Joe is getting real reckless with this. Who was it? Another rapper was mad at Joe. He just, what was this dude? He just said something about him, and the dude put up a video. He said the dude was washed, and the dude responded. He's like, Charlie Clips? Was it Charlie Clips? He responded and was like, Joe, come on, bro, blah, blah, blah. It's like he's coming at too many people for the clicks. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's telling a lot. It's telling that for you to have this much energy and a lot of it's negative, you know what I'm saying? Like, do your podcast. You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing you say your opinion, but the way Joe's saying it, he's saying it hurtful, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say what you want, man. People get hurt. People's feelings get involved. Joe's saying this stuff hurtful. Like, and laughing at it. Like, yo, like, oh, this is the worst rapper you ever heard. Oh, man, God, oh my God. It is hurtful. It's to hurt dude's feelings. You know what I'm saying? So, at that point, you already got this dude, he's mixed. He's having trouble trying to fit in one side, fit in on the other. He already says he has horrific anxiety attacks and all this other stuff. Now you got Joe Budden, whose pulse on the culture right now is very freaking high because he's saying all these things about all these people, so everyone wants to hear the next thing he's going to say. So, this kid takes, and he is a kid, he's mad younger than Joe Budden. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making no excuse, but he's mad younger than Budden. So, this kid now got to figure out what he want to do. If he attack him, now he's attacking. He's probably an idol. He's probably an idol to him. He probably is an idol to him. You know what I'm saying? So if he does lash out, he got to attack and his idol, which he don't want to do. So now he got decisions to make. Does he just eat it? Does he respond? Da, da, da. It's a lot of pressure for no reason. Now, on the flip side, I could not get through an entire Logic album. I just haven't done it yet. I want to, but I'm going to tell you my problem. And if we're going to be honest and we're going to talk facts, my problem with Logic, I cannot get beyond the constant telling me you're black. I cannot get beyond it. And I know it's a catch-22 because if he doesn't talk about it, then they're like, oh, you don't want to own your blackness. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why he does it. That's one of the reasons. Another one is he feels he has a complex that he's not black enough, and he's trying to find that part of him as well. But it's too much. Like me, I'm black, bro. I don't go around waving it like a banner all day. You're going to feel it. You understand? I think Drake lighter than him. Around the same. No one questions if Drake is black or not. You just don't. He just does his thing. He don't got to keep repeating that he's black. At this point, no one black is repeating that. You just are what you are. It ain't no, oh, yeah, and by the way, I'm black and my mom and all this stuff. Like, too much, bro. too much. I don't want to hear that. I cannot relate to that. I can't relate to somebody that keep reiterating their blackness. I cannot relate. I cannot relate. It's like, and you're not reiterating it in a way of art. You're reiterating it so we don't forget. Oh, remember the last time I told you on the last song that I'm black? Don't forget. So I can say the N-word, all this stuff. Like, come on, bro. It's like you're begging for us to receive you. They're either gonna receive you or they ain't. You gotta stop worrying about that. You're not making your money because you're catering and everybody loves you. You're making your money because you're doing you. And the people that want to see that is gravitating to that. It don't matter what Joe Budden say. It don't matter what Joe Budden say. Because at the end of the day, when you peel back all the layers, bro, Joe Budden has had many opportunities to be where you are. And he never achieved it. It is a fact. So to me, I ain't gonna let nobody, no nigga, nowhere, try to say whatever about me and their accomplishments. They try to do the same thing and fail time and time again. Ain't no freaking way I'm going to sit there and let this dude get under my skin, who literally sat himself down because he burning every bridge he ever had, destroying slaughterhouse, everything, just blows up everything. This girl just left him. Sin, talking about this is the best decision I've ever made in my entire life of any decision ever. This dude burns everything down. So it's like you're gonna let this guy bother you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna sit there and listen to a dude who whole situation is based on, it's a reverse narcissism where he gotta, by talking about you, it gets the focus on him. So you have to understand what you're dealing with. And Joe is a great rapper. He's nice. He's dope. He got a couple joints I like. You know what I'm saying? And I like a couple joints on Man in the Machine. The joint he did with A-Rap. Like a couple joints on there. Some good joints. I played a nice joint for Wifey. I was like, listen, this is Joe Budden. You got to hear this song. Because it's completely like mad female friendly. I told you he's trying to be a top 10 hit. It didn't go to top 10. And then he mysteriously retired. And I'm telling you what it is. The dude wants to be successful in rap. It's not happening. And you can't be this high profile with everything else and keep dropping duds. It doesn't make no sense. Like when Lil Boozy got 1 million something followers. And the rumor was he only sold 300 copies of an album. If you got 1 million followers and he claims that's a lie. So he said it was miscommunication. If you got 1 million followers and you put out anything and you only move 300, a kid on SoundCloud could move 300. That's a problem. They more into the antics or the thought of you than really you. So I say all that to say this. Did Joe Budden diss Logic out of hate? Absolutely. Absolutely. This was not I'm just giving my opinion. You don't tell somebody they're the worst at something unless you've been following everything they're doing and you think it's all trash. You don't say you're the worst ever to ever touch a mic ever. Like, that means for years, this dude's been out for years, bro. That means for years you ain't never fucked with him. To say this man is the worst, out of 60 million MCs, he is hands down the worst one. Come on, cuz. That's telling me there's something deeper there. There's something deeper there. Because ain't no worst. Just like it ain't no best. And for you to call this kid the worst, it don't sound like it's facts. Because, first of all, I don't think he the worst rapper. I don't know no one that's... You can not like him. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? You can not like him. This dude is not the worst rapper. I don't listen to his shit, but I've heard enough of it to know he ain't the worst fucking rapper. You know what I'm saying? I've heard a couple joints where I'm like, this dude sound nice on this. Some older stuff. So it's like, I don't understand you calling this dude the worst rapper. I don't know if it was It was clickbait. It was tongue-in-cheek. I don't know the whole context of the situation, and I don't need to know because I'm not talking about the whole context of the situation. I'm talking about the words of the clip that I heard and the whole world heard. That wanted to hear it. So to answer my own question, did Joe Budden diss Logic out of hate or facts? He did not diss him out of any facts because this dude sells. He goes #1 literally every time he comes out. You know what I'm saying? Every time he comes out, he has mad hits, and a lot of rappers throw him on songs with them. So, end of the day, some of that got to count for something. If every time these rappers drop, they want to get you on a feature, the whole Wu-Tang Clan jumped on his album. Wu-Tang don't even fuck with Joe Budden for various reasons. So it's like, he can't be the worst. So, on that note, man, Joe Budden hating, and this is just what it is. And I'm not one of these people say, if a nigga hating, call him a Joe Budden. I'm not that guy, because I don't think Joe Budden consciously hates all the time. But I think subconsciously or even strategically, he hates. My name is Chuck Wick Ill, aka Challz Brown. I appreciate y'all watching, man. We're gonna be moving every day. This the new look. You will see my face like the Joker. I will be here talking about these crazy random things out here in this hip-hop world. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.